Hey, what is up, guys? It has been a little while. Haven't streamed a bit, and I'm riding solo today. Babypunch and Bloaterpunch are both tied up. It's summer. People have family reunions, kids, sports, and all sorts of stuff going on. So it's just me. That's all you get today. I'm gonna summon my very first try at dreadknight, which is honestly, I'm surprised it's taken me this long to get to it. I think it's always just been like the numbers never really made sense to me, and now it's just like whatever, whatever. Like, what are we looking at here? 15-cent jewel. So, um, maybe it's just because I'm like numb. I was telling one of my buddies, he was like, with like the Horizon Bridge collapse, he's just like, do I need to like get out? I was like, dude, I don't know. And I said what I did. He's like, you know what? I'm so numb anyways. I don't think another kick to the nuts would really hurt. So it's kind of, it's just kind of where I'm at right now. So let's just kick it off with the summoning, and then we can just kind of talk about some of the recent stuff happening in DeFi Kingdoms, what my thoughts are. Would be love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on it, and then also talk a little bit about the Horizon Bridge hack. So let's get into it. So what I have is I've got a 3 out of 3, I said I have a 3 out of 3, a 2 out of 2, and a 1 out of 1 of each. So let's do the 3. And this is definitely, I don't have any, they're not level 5, so I can't do the boost, but this is definitely a situation where I use my stones. So, I mean, this has a chance to be a 1 out of 1 dreadknight. You know what? Let's just like check the odds on it too. I normally use HeroBot in Discord, but easier to share my screen using DFK Professions. All right, 222-638 and 234-637. Oof, that is not good. That is not good at all. That is really, really low odds, but a 68% chance to get a Dragoon or a Sage back. So that's not terrible. And that Dragoon or Sage will have 2 out of 2. So I could continue to use that. So let's see how this goes. Wings. Aesthetics is one thing I have just never gotten into. I don't even know what the combo is for that. But because these are both 3 out of 3s, I'm probably just going to use these two together. And I think so. This is a greater Dex stone and a greater Might stone. I'll go with the Might. All right, proving contract. Let me change the RPC here. There we go. Man, Harmony was like, the RPC was just like crapping the bed for me last night. I couldn't get hardly anything to transfer or even load. All right, here it is. So back again at this, I've got Seer, 10% chance. Warrior, pretty much, these are almost non-existent. Summoner, if this is a summoner, I'm gonna freaking lose it. And then Dragoon and Sage, which is nice that at least I'll get one of those back. Hopefully. And then 7% for Dreadknight. Gardening kind of sucks because it's hard to stand pot a gardener and like really like if you wanted to like boost this guy to level 10 and get him like really rolling people in duels, gardening is a hard profession quest to kick off. Eventually you'd want to switch over to training quests, but initially the profession quest is probably going to be better for you, and you're going to get more bang for your buck if you do the profession quest earlier, and it's just hard to smash those quickly with gardening and mining. But here it is. Let's see. Joey Blockchain, are you late to the party? No, we're just about to open my first dreadknight attempt. 7% chance, so I'm not holding my breath, but I mean, hey, I could use a win here. We could all use a win these days. So I'm gonna have this one, and then I'll have two. Come on, two more. And then let's talk about some of the. Okay, Sage, rare Sage. I'm okay with that actually. What was my chance for rare? 13%. This is that's a win in my book, and it looks like it got bonuses on some of the rarity bonuses on int and wisdom. 632 between the two of them at level 1 is awesome. And shiny and a crown. So hey, I'm happy with that. Let's hit. Oh, you know what? Because I used my might stone on this, didn't I? So that's why I'm getting a bunch of strength, bonus strength from. And that's why its highest secondary growth rate is even though it's a wizard subclass, is strength. Interesting. Don't love that. Kind of wish I'd used like a swiftness stone or something, but a rare is awesome. Rare sage, I'm way happy with that. So let's do the 2s at the 2 out of 2s. I mean, I'm hoping to get. Let's go with the dex, the greater dex stone. So this is +8 dexterity. If this comes out with a dragoon or anything that's not a sage or wizard, I'll be super happy with. Gotta approve the contract real quick. Do this. So Mr. Twit asks, actually, let me just pop it up here. Do the stones lock in the stat growth for future leveling too? Yes. So it's a permanent. It's a fixed +8, like right when they come out the gate, and then going forward, every single level up, I have a 7% higher chance on my primary roll and a 21% higher chance to get strength on my secondary rolls. So it's a meaningful amount, especially over the course of a lot of levels. I mean, you just got to think 100 levels. Like, let's just assume you get nothing on your secondary stat for strength, like it was a super low rate. On average of 100 levels, you're going to get 21 more strength than you would have without the stone. So it's pretty big. And if you're a hero like maybe a warrior subclass or something that already has, high teens, 20% secondary strength growth rate, you're now at a 40% growth rate, which is pretty awesome. Let's see, 227042. I'll pop this one in here. 42. 7895. Yeah, the greater stones, Shane's saying those greater stones are strong. They are super strong. I think the only way so I haven't used the stone carver yet. I don't think you can make them though. I thought you could only make lessers, but I could be wrong there. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, 8 + 8 strength is really strong. And then you have +20%. I mean, what is the attunement crystals are just gonna check real quick. Oh, I mean, that's like almost like using a lesser attunement crystal on every single level up for that stat. Did I not? Did that transaction not go through? I think it did. So let's see. Three Wolves Greater was a Gen 0 reroll. That's true. It was also from Perilous Journey if you lost a Elite or Exalted. So one of those came from that Greater Might Stone. I have been saving that since Perilous Journey. I got that from a rare Dragoon I had that got nuked on the ride over. Dude, dark mode. Okay, how do I don't even know how to change that. I will figure that out. Okay, did I not? I summoned with these guys. Where's my freaking stone? Or my crystal? Let me switch RPCs and give it a second to load. Let's go with... Is Hermes even a thing still? I just don't even know what's still running on Harmony. Let's go with Hermes. Give it a second to load here. Hi Thanos, what's going on, man? So we just summoned with two out of twos. I was on pocket, uncontrolled. But we just summoned with a 2 out of 2 Dragoon, a 2 out of 2 Sage. The first one was a rare Sage, so that's awesome. But this crystal is not showing up. Let's just get this third one going in the background. So that it's 7% chance again for the Dreadknight. Let's do this last one, and hopefully the crystal for the second one shows up by then. This one's hopefully not going to be another Gardener, but this one I can boost this guy. And let's use it. This is a lesser might, not a greater, so it's half as much strength. But essentially, the bonuses are quite less. Like I think the greater was 20% to the secondary growth, so pretty big difference there. Not implemented. That's bullish. Let's reload this. Go back to pocket and try it out. There we go. Here's the second one. We'll go back and do that third summon here and again in a second. Charlie Sprocket, yep, my bad. I didn't read that. Hermes giving that error, so it looks like that RPC is not really working. But here's the second one. We'll go to the third one here in just a minute. Threewill says the enhancement stones were awarded for Elite Exalted Hero Death in Perilous Journey. The greater enhancement stones were Gen 0 rolls. You're right. Sorry, I completely forgot about that. So there's lesser, then there's the regular, and then the greater. The greater ones were from the Gen 0 rerolls. Those were huge. Another Sage. Uncommon. So 1 out of 1. I mean, nice thing about this is I can use it again. I can try one more time. The only problem is now I gotta go get another Dragoon. Okay. I'm happy with that. As long as it doesn't freaking come out with... Actually, did I even recalculate this? Yeah. As long as it doesn't come out with one of these, or like a 0.78, I'm happy with that. All right, last one. 1 out of 3. Give him the +1 strength for the level 5 bonus on the Dragoon. And I'll use a might stone, a lesser might stone. Uncontrolled cross circulation says, and then there is a least stone and a no stone, which are what I have. Yeah. So there's 3 tiers. I actually don't know. Was I using the greater? I used the one that gave me +8. I'm gonna go to docs real quick. Let's see. Gameplay, heroes, summoning, enhancement stones. Yeah, so I used the greater. It's hard to tell the difference. There's hardly any art difference between them. This one has like lightning bouncing around it. But yeah, +8, and it's +6 on the other one. High impact trading says my only dreadknight resulted in a 5% monk. That really sucks, man, because these are not like super cheap. I mean, everything's relatively cheap now, but with where the prices are. But I mean, it's still like, I think let's see, I paid. So I had dragoons. I had the ability to summon dragoons with dark knights and paladins, but I don't have like access to Gen 0 monks and pirates. So I had to buy the sages last night. I think I paid 800 jewel for the 3 out of 3 sage, 500-ish for the 2, and then 350 jewel for the 1 out of 1 sage. So blowing that all, and then I think the price goes down dramatically when they have no more summons left. So that hurts, man. All right, last one, and then I guess I can do. I'll be able to do a few more tomorrow, because those those 3 out of 3s and 2 out of 2s. All right, so this one I used the might stone. Let's give me like a rare. Yes, let's go. Dex. This is with the enhancement stone. So, oh no, I used might. I used the might stone, didn't I? That's right. So look at that, 83% chance. And then the subclass is a paladin. So a 25% chance on the subclass. That's pretty big. And so if I got +4 to strength, that means I probably didn't get really any strength from the rarity bonus. It looks like I'm getting it in probably wisdom, maybe some luck. But yeah, I'm happy with that. So geez, a rare sage, a rare dragoon, and an uncommon sage. I'm happy with that. Let's see what else. So tomorrow, or in 15 hours, I'll have these 2 bad boys, the 2 out of 3s, and then these 1 out of 1s. I could go buy another dragoon and summon with this sage right here, and I could go buy another dragoon and summon with this one, which I might do. These are just so hard to get. Like, I was like trying really hard. I was buying Gen 1 10 out of 10s. I was trying to summon my way up, and it was just not working. Like it is, the odds are not in your favor. And the numbers, the only way the numbers make sense every time I tried to like run the math and calculate it out is if you get a higher rarity. Otherwise, it's like the odds of you getting it and the cost that it takes to get there to just get like a common dreadknight are the costs generally don't work out in your favor. Like it's usually better to just go buy a common dreadknight. However, there's usually not dreadknights available. Like let's see what the dreadknight market looks like right now. 0 summons left, 2,300. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but it's also it's expensive to get to that point, because the odds of you getting 5 out of 5 advanced summons, and then those advanced summons turning into 3 out of 3, or even 2 out of 2 elite summons, and then those turning into to dreadknights, it will either take you so long, or if you go and buy those components, like 5 out of 5 advanced classes or 3 out of 3 elites, it is also still very expensive. I am curious though, and I see there's some questions here about like pets and stuff. I'll get to that in just a second. I do want to see what like a rare Dragoon floor is. It's kind of an illiquid market, but 380 jewel. Okay, look at this bad boy, level 9. This is really good all-around stats. That'd be strong in duels. Look at this guy, Perilous Journey Survivor. Okay. So Zilfred says, what are your thoughts on pets? I hatched the first day of hatching and got wrecked. I sold my remaining eggs and just holding jewel. Yeah, I got wrecked too. Where are my pets? I did 20 eggs that first night. Sorry, I don't know why it's taking a while. I did 20 eggs and I did the most expensive buff to try and get like mythics. So I opened them all that night. I spent, what is that? 1,000 jewel, 100,000 gold, and I got crap. It was just absolute crap. So I think I did get one legendary. I sold it, but I mean, like, look at this. Like, this is a rare, isn't it? And it's like 2 1-star bonuses, like the same as this freaking common. Like, that sucks. That is terrible RNG. So when I do eggs now, I do. Oh, I kind of forgot about this bad boy. Let's open this guy. I do the middle one. I do the one that takes 24 hours. While we're waiting for that, Sergeant Filthy McNass says, do you find yourself trimming your stable of heroes, only keeping your quality heroes? No. I mean, like, crap floor heroes sell for what? Like, I'm summoning on this, but I have another wallet where I do most of my questing, and I still have all my heroes there. I think I'm approaching 100 or more now. Unless it's like a 10 out of 10 Gen 1 or a 5 out of 5 advanced, like, it doesn't really have resale value. So, I mean, it does, but it's not the type of, like, it's just like, I'm not gonna like scour the market to find the best sell deal for, like, I mean, what is even a floor hero cost these days? Like less than $10. So it's kind of where I'm at. One of your sages got elite hair color, dark gray. Dude, nice. Let's I kind of want to wait. The RPC seems like it's taking a little while on this. I want to see what egg I got. Otherwise, I don't know how I would tell which one it was, but I'll go check that out in a sec. Come on. Mr. Twit says he keeps his blues and up and breeds and sells the rest. Yeah, so his rares and higher, breeds and sells the rest. Thanos, don't you keep your hero in the stables? What's up? What's your I'm a spam duels hero? It's a mythic archer I have, and he's not on this wallet, but he's got, like, let me see if I can find him. I'll go to the catalog and pull him up. He's one of the highest dex heroes. Okay, is there a way for me to tell which pet I just summoned, since the RPC's slow here? All right, so it hatched. I mean, I don't see any, like, it's got to be this guy, right? The last ID number. Yeah. Yeah, ID descending. It's this guy. So I don't. Yeah, I mean, my pets all kind of suck. Although I believe that this background is pretty rare. I think it's called the Inner Grove background. Let's go. I'll go show you that hero real quick. Let's go to the catalog. Honestly, by now there's probably people that are quite a bit higher, but I think it has 38 decks. Yeah, this bad boy. So 38 decks, 31 strength, 20 agi. Overall, the rest are like decent. So, how many people? So this, wow. So this, he used to be like one of 2 heroes with that much decks, and now there's 7 others. Like this Chad right here is 43. Is a rare. It means he's just gotten really awesome rolls. So that's my 1v1 guy. I've tried 9s and I don't have enough good heroes in 9 duels. There's just some guys out there that have like 9 heroes like that, and I just get trounced. So that's where that's at. So then I was going to just talk about the game in general. So it's like, man, I talk about this with my friends. We're like, what do we do? Are we selling heroes? Like with the Horizon Bridge crash? I'm not. Um, there's DFK chain, and you guys all saw the announcement. They're doing stuff. This customer portal I thought was a huge, huge improvement. I don't know. I mean, they had the user voice thing before, which was supposed to be like this. I don't know why it never really like got implemented, but hopefully they follow up on this. I mean, I think that will be the real like the real telling feature is like, okay, you gave us this thing, but it's like, is it going to take 3 weeks to respond to things, or how does? I mean, what I guess this is how I would probably do it. It'd be like, all right, you see these things with like 1 or 3 upvotes, like they're just like they're not going to be discussed on AMAs. They're not going to be addressed. No one from the team's going to come and respond to those. Again, I'm just speaking on like how I would handle this. Like, but it's like you get to these ones that are like trending, high trending. Probably this one, skill-based mini game and up. Like these 4 are worth discussing because you've got 4 people that have talked about it, or not 4, but you've got a lot of people talking about it. So it's like we have to remember the team is like people are leaving. Like there's funds are low. Like there's a lot of turnover. We have to be focusing on like high ROI and high demand features. And so what I hope doesn't happen is that people are like, oh my gosh, like I put PJ special quests in, like, yeah, blessed, like I would love to have this too, but like um we need to focus on the highest ROI items and what the community wants to see the most. And so like what I expect will happen is they'll just focus on like the ones with the most votes. And honestly, it's kind of disappointing that like 29 is the highest one. That was actually submitted by me, and I mean I don't care that it doesn't have that much, but the fact that there's only 29 and then the next one is 25 means there's like almost nobody on this website. So I really, really hope that the people that have been like really outspoken and like wah wah about things are actually on here and voting. Like, yes, you do have to sign up and create an account, but like that takes 30 seconds. And I know people are like, well, I don't want to link it to my Google account because I don't want people to see my name. Well, then one, nobody's gonna be able to associate your name with your Discord, uh, like your persona, unless you make it obvious. But then like, okay, then don't link it with a Google account, like create an account. And people are like, well, that's too much. So it's like, we have a very outspoken community in Discord, but only 30 people upvoting things on this. So I think that's really disappointing. Uncontrolled cross circulation. What's the likelihood of Harmony getting back the funds? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't I don't know how these work. What I do know is when these happen frequently, these like very large hacks, is that they're able to blacklist the funds, and they can't really do much with it if they can get on it fast enough. and then it's like, hey, give us the funds back and you can keep 10% of it, and we'll like call it a quote but. All right, sorry about that. My headset died, and now I gotta have this cool little cord hanging next to me. So yeah, the question was, what's the likelihood of Harmony getting the funds back? I don't know, man. Like I don't know what determines that. There's probably a lot to do with like how quickly they are able to like lock the wallet down. And what I thought I saw was that they did. I thought that they saw that they like were able to blacklist it, and I I just don't know. Like at best, I think the best case scenario is like maybe you get 75-80% of the funds back. Worst case scenario is they're not coming back, and if they don't come back, I don't see how Harmony recovers from this. And here, like, let's just go look at like DeFi Llama. This is a really big deal. Like, imagine. So you got to think, and the whole thing is like it's all about bridge tokens. And if anybody saw the tweet that I made yesterday, I talked a little bit about this. So you have to kind of think of a bridged token as like a personal check. Well, okay, it could be a personal check or it could be a cashier's check. If you're not in the U.S., maybe those terms don't mean much to you. But in the U.S., a cashier's check is like it's essentially money. A personal check, it's like a personal check could bounce. They might not have the funds there. And the way that the Harmony Horizon Bridge was set up, it wasn't trustless, and so it's like you essentially, as people deposit over on Ethereum based tokens and then they send them over to Harmony, it's like they sit in this wallet, and you're just, when you leave Harmony, you're like, okay, like you take your little your one USDC is essentially like an IOU. It's a personal check, and we're trading these personal checks. We're running all our DeFi with one USD, one ETH, one wrapped Bitcoin, which by the way, one wrapped Bitcoin is, it's a wrapped version of wrapped Bitcoin on Harmony, and wrapped Bitcoin is a wrapped Bitcoin of the native Bitcoin on the Ethereum blockchain. So not only is that's like two layers of IOUs in the bridging chain. So yeah, but let's just look at like the TVL of Harmony. I mean, Harmony's not even on this thing anymore. Where are we at? Chains. And I'll just show you why this is such an issue if those funds don't come back. All right, 45.8 million TVL. Like 100 million of assets were stolen. That means like the all of the bridged assets, and this TVL should now reflect the fact that all of those bridged assets, like one USDC, one ETH, and one rep Bitcoin, are at like a fourth to a fifth of their cost elsewhere. But even then, it's like those are still kind of funny money right now. Unless there's money there when you take your little IOU back to the bridge and say, here's one USDC, like please give me back an ERC20 USDC. If that's not there, then it's not worth anything, and that's the scary thing. Hopefully it comes back, and if it does, and even if it's like 80% of the funds, then there will be a huge recovery, not financial advice, and then it, the somebody that has been bridging in, which I would not do, but somebody could bridge in right now 1,000 USDC from like Avalanche and get like 3,300 one USDC. Like if you want to play that game and hope that the funds come back, like that could be a really big ARB opportunity, but that is scary business. All right, let me read a couple of these questions here. Yeah, more like an IOU from the bridge. Yeah, that's exactly right. But so bridges, I mean, that bridge could be a pool that's created, or it's like it's it's created by the just one by one for one as people deposit on from Ethereum. Actually, I'm gonna go back up here. TuneFed says, where do you think Crystal Veil Profession Quest should be on their priority list right now? Well, with the Horizon Bridge hack, I think they should be very high. But you guys have to remember, like, this is not, even if Harmony comes out and says, hey guys, we're not, these funds aren't coming back. First of all, yikes. Second of all, it's not like a quick thing. Like they can't, it's not like go look and see like what the only item you can bridge right now is tears, guys. Like, so what? We're just gonna like nuke all the other items? Like, I don't see all the other ones being bridgeable that quickly. I know they're working on it. It's just not going to be a quick thing. Take a look at the pace of everything that's happening now. The last 3 months, you now have to factor in there's turnover. Markets are super choppy. Um, the team isn't the same size that it used to be, and so it's like this is just, I just don't see this being something that will happen very quickly. Even if Harmony's like, it's done, like we're not getting these funds back, but we'll find a way. We'll get VC capital. Who's going to invest in that? I don't know. And I don't mean to be bearish. I love Harmony. Like Harmony, I've had most of my stables on Harmony, and I got hit pretty bad. But like I'm just trying to be realistic here, guys. If those funds don't come back, it's bad. It's really bad. And if those funds don't come back, like you have to start asking yourself questions like, okay, well, I have farms here. And yes, DeFi Kingdoms is taking snapshots. They said they're taking snapshots. Heroes, easy. It's like that's their asset. They can give you, even if you're not able to bridge them over, like they can recreate those, no problem, on DFK chain. Same with any asset in game. But like you can't take a snapshot of gardens, and they could give you the jewel side of it, but it's like, what are they gonna do? Mint you USDC or Avalanche or any other paired token that's not part of the DeFi Kingdoms ecosystem to just like give that to you on DFK chain? Like that's not how it works. So what you will probably see is if those funds are like not, if it's just not happening, you'll probably see a further nuke of, as people are like, heck, I gotta get. I mean, let's just go look at the gardens. What do we got? UST, there's still people doing that. BNB, like if there's 700 deposited, that means there's $350,000 worth of BNB. There's 800,000 worth of Matic. You have 350,000 of Wrap Bitcoin. This is crazy that we're talking in hundreds of thousands, by the way. There's 9 million of one, 700,000 of Phantom. Like, for example, Avalanche, like there's 2.7 million of Avalanche. It's like people will, you can't snapshot and give them the Avalanche. So what will happen is they'll unpair. They should still be able to send their Avalanche one for one over on like multi-chain, hopefully. But it's like you can't. All of that has to be built from the ground up again. It's like you've got to find ways to get people to come into Crystal Vale Gardens and be like, all right, bring your USDC, bring your Avalanche, bring your. I mean, hopefully we get some sort of like Ethereum based pools, and that you have to build that liquidity all back up. You can't just be like, all right, you owned this much of this pool, you'll own that much of the pool over there. Like that liquidity has to be recreated, and that will be a hurdle. I think that will be hard. Sorry, that was a big rant. Nestor says there's commitment from the team and their engineers, and SEC people are on the case. Also, FBI helping them out. Yeah, I guess I haven't seen that update. I don't really know why the SEC would be involved there, but hey, if they are, that's great. Charlie Spaka says, we've been complaining about Harmony to them since the beginning. I would get into arguments with the Discord Knights and team constantly, much loyalty, and now here we are completely wrecked. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I think there's a general sentiment in the Discord among moderators to not like crap on the chain that we're on, but I mean, I agree with you. Like, there's been issues, and it sucks. Like, finally they were like, oh yeah, well, it's like we're the highest TVL project on your chain. Like, you need to focus on this a bit more, and instead we're like funding DAOs and worried about Bored Apes Yacht Club. Again, I'm just, you could probably tell I'm just kind of like whatever. I'm just kind of numb to things right now. But I mean, I love Harmony. Harmony was one of like the first chains I really started getting into DeFi on, and it's fast. It's still, to me, like, it's way better than even when I mean, when the RPCs suck, yeah, it sucks, but it's still like, it's better experience for me than I have had on Phantom, on Matic, definitely on Ethereum. Ethereum is the worst, and even Avalanche. Charlie, wow, sorry, I'm trying to catch up here. So Charlie says, scroll up and read the Twitter link I said, Harmony mismanaging funds. I can't see it, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how the hack happened, but 2 multi-sigs on that type of a wallet, it seems financially irresponsible. I am a multi-sig on a wallet with approximately 250K for a project, and we have 3 out of 4 signatories, and 2 of the 4 are ledgers. So no transaction can ever be approved without a ledger. But I don't know I don't know how the hack happened. I don't know if it was like social engineering or if it was like a hack of the keys. Nestor says SEC as in security. Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant Securities Exchange Commission. Charlie, yes, they gave they gave us a 1 million grant, but they didn't actually give it to us. Like, I think it's gone now. That grant's not happening. And I saw that they're kicking, before this happened, they were going to kick the grants back up on July 1st, but they had to be exclusively building on Harmony. And so that grant is not happening, I don't think, because I don't see DeFi Kingdom saying, we will exclusively build on Harmony. They will probably, if anything, lean. And again, I don't know, but if I were them, it's like, yeah, go back to Avalanche, commit to them, and just get those grants back in place. Vertical Malice says African vegan DAO. Yeah, the DAO thing, I think they realized like how bad that was. Jane, Samich, if you could go back to January knowing what you know now, how would you have approached things like Perilous Journey and Crystal Bell expansion? Obviously, wish we all took more profits. So this is the frustrating part. So if I could go back, the first strategy I would have done is I would have bought every single Dragoon and Sage. I would have sold literally everything to buy Dragoons and Sages and send every single one of them on, and Dreadknights. I would have invested heavily in Dreadknights, and I would have sent them all on the Perilous Journey. The crystal payout you got from those was absurd. It was just crazy. And then I would have dumped all that crystal. I sold a lot of my crystal. Like, I was able to sell a lot of my crystal. I took a lot of profits, and then I put it into UST. So that's the worst part, is I have lost so much money in stable coins in just the last 2 months. So Perilous Journey, yeah, I would have sent them all. I would have tried to get as many of those crystal payouts from the survivors and taken the profits on the crystal. And the profit, that wasn't a surprise. I think anybody who watched the Intergrove podcast, that's what we were saying. It's like, it's probably going to be really high, but eventually there should be some sort of parity between the price of crystal and jewel. I'm working on I'm looking at the rest of these comments. Charlie Sprocket says, I saw someone. I'll do a couple more questions, guys, and then I'll do the giveaway, and then I'll you guys can head back to your Saturdays. Charlie Sprocket says, I saw someone on Discourse site. I think you're saying the Rapid R one, right? Suggest that DFK work on making Binance a kingdom. I think it would be smart. They dropped some data: 5 million daily users and over 100 million unique wallets. Binance marketing. So Binance is a very active game scene. I think a lot of it is outside of the US, and that's totally fine. I think that's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. That has never been one of the ones that they were talking about way back. If anybody remembers from like the first month of the project, like I know Phantom was one that was considered, but yeah. On that same note, Blackwing here says best destinations right now for Cyrodiil are Polygon, Phantom, Aurora, Arbitrum, Moonbeam, BSC, AVAX, Chronos. Oh, sorry, he's saying Binance, AVAX, Chronos are too expensive for the game. Yeah, I don't think AVAX is on the table. We've got a subnet, so it would just be DFK chain if we did something over there, or like more over there. Polygon, Phantom, Aurora. Honestly, I found Aurora kind of expensive and super like just like having to, unless they've changed it, like having to have Ethereum was a pain in the butt. Financial backing from CZ. I don't know if that's how it works. If just because you're on a project on Binance Smart Chain that you just will. Although I think I see what you're saying is you're not gonna like if there was a hack on a bridge like what's happened to Harmony, CZ and the Binance Foundation would have money to prop that up. Whereas like right now, I mean, people were already talking about concerns with Harmony having runway before this hack. So, yikes. I'm gonna disagree with this one. Uncontrolled cross circulation. We've all been duped. Peter Schiff was right all along. Let's get gold, dude. Screw Peter Schiff. I do not like that guy. But yeah, obviously, if you would have sold it at the high and bought gold, you'd be in a much better situation. But I think like transitioning into gold right now is probably it's not my play at least. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep up with some of these questions. Zilfred says us being on another blockchain just leaves us open to a situation like the one we are in. Bullish on our AVAX subchain. Yeah, I agree. It is clearly not as easy as they thought it would be to just like dupe this out on another chain. And I know it's like, yeah, but it was a subnet and the subnet made it more complicated. Yes, but we like can't afford to do like another launch where all we have for 3 or 4 months is just like a token farm. That will people will look at the charts, they'll look at the crystal bell chart and they'll be like, no, like that's not happening. So I hope, I don't see. Here's the thing, guys. The reason why you do cross chain is for access to different capital, access to different user bases that otherwise wouldn't come over to, like, let's just say we leave Harmony, Serendel, and Crystal are all on DFK chain. It's just like you still go to the docks and you hit travel, but by doing so, it doesn't switch to RPC, right? It's all still housed on DFK chain. The reason why you cross chain is so nice is because there are people in Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, all these other Ethereum or EVM compatible chains that they're never going to bridge to DFK chain. Like, yeah, you're like, oh, but it's Avalanche. It's not though. It's not, right? Like functionally for me from a very like technology and technological perspective, yes, it's like on Avalanche, but really it's bridging from Avalanche or C chain to DFK chain or C chain to Harmony is the exact same. It's like I am leaving C chain. So people are gonna be like, yeah, I'm not going to that chain. Like, right? You will have people that will go, but it's like, how do you get people to leave Phantom? How do you get people to leave Polygon to come to DFK chain where the only thing is that? And it's hard without this multi-chain experience. And so that's why there's a push for it. But yeah, I think it all has to come back, and everyone has said this so many times, it all has to come back to features. Like we have to get features rolled out. Thoughts on dark summons coming to Crystalville? I think it's great. I think literally anything, literally anything that adds some more features is good. Why can't the continents live on DFK chain? Let us live in our own little bubble, burning jewel fees all the time. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, I think all of the like worlds could live on DFK chain, but it's how do you get all the users and liquidity and TVL from these other chains to come to DFK chain? It's hard. I don't think there's a compelling argument without the features. Silfred, being on our own subchain leaves open to be hacked like Axie and Ronin. I don't understand the technological like distinction between like a subnet and the Ronin chain with Axie, so I can't really say anything about that. This is an interesting one. So Sound Phenomenon says it reads 60 cents on chain because that's what it's worth in one USDC because it's devalued. I think you're talking about Jewel, right? So that has, if you look at, and I wanted to go to that. So if you look at Dex Screener, that was the, so what happened, like conceptually you have to think about this. It's right. The value of one USDC depegged, but it was still like one USDC is one USDC on Harmony. And everything was like, how do you give value to tokens on a chain that doesn't have US dollar? Well, you peg it, you just peg everything to the one USDC. So what we saw the night that the hack happened is Avalanche was $78. It's like, holy crap. But, and outside it was 19 or 20 bucks. But really what's happening is it's just costing you 4 times as much one USDC to buy one Avalanche. And then you bridge that one Avalanche out and it's worth 20 bucks again. And it's just because the value of USDC depegged. So they fixed it though. They fixed it. And that's why the chart looks like it does. I wanted to pull it up. Let me find a good visual one. It's kind of misleading here. Let's go with a 15-minute. All right, you see this giant red wick here? So this, guys, this is fake. This is not growth right here. Like, from 18 cents before the Horizon Bridge hack all the way up to, quote, 87 cents. Like, that didn't really happen. The price of Jewel did not change. It was constant. It stayed constant. What was happening was the value of your one USDC was going down so much. It was just depegging so far from an actual dollar that it made all the other tokens look like they're going up. And so Dex Screener yesterday was like, okay, let's fix this. And they actually had a really good thread on it. They responded to my tweet yesterday. They said all Harmony stablecoins have depegged, which caused the USD prices to be inaccurate. So what they did is they said, when you have this user interface and you're trying to like track all the token prices, Dex Screener has to have at least one token that it can assume is pegged to $1 US, and that's how it tracks all the prices. But now, because every stable coin that's on Harmony is a bridge token, and they all depegged because the Horizon Bridge got emptied, they needed a different one. So what they're doing now is they're using the Binance. They're just pulling essentially the price from the USD price on Binance. And so that's why it went back to reality here, because depeg, the dollar's depegging, but the price of Jewel isn't really changing. It's really the price of dollar USDC was depegging, and then they changed it back to being like, okay, let's compare everything to the price of USD on Binance. And so yes, now we're like 4 cents lower. Let's see. Somebody says Harmony's about to drop an announcement. That would be awesome. I hope it's good news. Sound Phenomenon, the 60-cent value is when you click the profile game. Yeah, but that's because the way that Like how DeFi Kingdom's price is pulling it, like the price oracle is different. It's still doing it based off of 1 USDC. So it's inaccurate. And that's because your USDC is worth shit on Harmony right now. So it's not 60 cents. If you want a realistic, like go look at, I think it's on there's a centralized exchange with a small amount of volume, and then go look at DFK chain. Like where can you sell Jewel with like real life prices that aren't being like screwed over because of this DPEG? Well, let's look at DFK chain, and Jewel is 14.9 cents. That is the price of Jewel. Like that is a more accurate depiction of the price of Jewel. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry. That was a while. I ranted on. I tried to answer questions. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. I know a lot of people had their stables on Harmony, and I had most of mine there, and I got burned. And so I know some of you are either like you're waiting and hoping that the funds can be recovered and that we'll see like more of a repeg here, and maybe there's like an opportunity to make some life-changing money. Not financial advice. I'm not doing that. I waited for UST to regain peg and I got burned. And I'm not saying it won't happen in Harmony, but like I'm in a mode now where I have to hedge against the downside more than I'm like trying to like make it a huge win. So hopefully everyone's doing okay. Talk to somebody if you're just like in a really bad spot, and we'll all get through this together. Hopefully, I would love to see like everything just move to DFK chain. It saddens me to say that because I really like Harmony, but like okay, I'm gonna go on one more rant. It's like, okay, we have, like, let's say they get this trustless ETH bridge in. The trustless ETH bridge will be awesome. We have the trustless the Bitcoin bridge, which is also awesome. But like, you will have to completely rework the economic and DeFi system within Harmony. Everything right now, all of the DeFi uses bridged tokens. So, for example, like anything that uses any Ethereum-based token or Bitcoin would have to, like, you'd have to completely, like, what do you do with those gardens? What do you do with a 1 WBTC garden or a 1 ETH garden or farm? What do you because right now, like, they have done nothing with native Bitcoin. You go to native Bitcoin, like, let's look at it. Like, it's just like ticks me off is that nobody, and like Harmony needs to like work with its DeFi protocols to be like, guys, let's incentivize Bitcoin pool. So again, there's a huge difference between 1 BTC, which is native Bitcoin directly from the Bitcoin network using the trustless bridge, and then there's 1 WBTC, which is 1 wrapped Bitcoin, which is wrapped Bitcoin, an ERC20 token on the Ethereum network that is bridged, essentially a wrapped. It's just 2 layers of wrapped, and so everything on the Harmony network that has to deal with Bitcoin is in wrapped Bitcoin. So liquidity. We have $27,000 of liquidity for native Bitcoin on Harmony. $82 on DeFi. Woof. $1.8 right there, whatever that token is. So there's just like no liquidity for this. So like, what do you do when you bring native Bitcoin over here? Like, why would you ever bring native Bitcoin to Harmony? I do not know. Sure, it's safe. Sure, you can send it back via that bridge, but it's like, why are you here? Why would you be putting your native Bitcoin here? There's no DeFi you can do with it. Whereas 1 WBTC, like, okay, we have 200K liquidity here, 420K. Like, all of the liquidity is in wrapped Bitcoin, which, by the way, if we don't recover the funds, though, that's funny money right now. So I don't know, man. It's frustrating because it's like, I want to see this chain really take off, but so in my mind, it's like, this is what should happen. You created the native Bitcoin bridge. You should have gone to DeFi Kingdoms. DeFi Kingdoms should have worked with them. I think this is more in Harmony though, not DeFi Kingdoms, and been like, guys, let's incentivize, like, take some of your wrapped Bitcoin pool, reduce it by half, and do another pool for native Bitcoin. And let's get liquidity running for native Bitcoin. Because right now, you bring in native Bitcoin, and if there's only $27,000 worth of liquidity, let's say you sell half of it, the value, the way that an automated market maker works is that, like that one Bitcoin, you will just get wrecked by slippage. So what I'm going on to say now is, if you have a trustless Ethereum bridge, it's like, great, people can bring native USDC, ERC20 USDC directly over here without the risks that we were subject to with the Horizon bridge. They can bring over Ethereum, any ERC20 token. Sorry, my mic keeps dying. Any ERC20 token, but then it's like, what do you do with all the current DeFi liquidity and stuff? It's like, you have to find a way to transition that to, because it will be a different token. It won't be 1 ETH. I think you can't do DeFi with native Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs to, well, I mean, we have liquidity pools already. Like, it's already there. So I think you can. All right, guys, sorry. Let's get to the giveaway. I'm going to give away one of the guys that I just used my summons on. I was going to do this guy, this sage, this uncommon sage with 0 summons left. So let's, I have a question, a trivia question, and I'm going to do one that's not DeFi Kingdoms, but it should be common enough that somebody out there, common enough. So we are going to do a Walking Dead, the Walking Dead trivia. So hopefully there's some fans out there. Again, the way this works, the way we're going to do it is one answer. Like if you're spamming responses, I'll just disqualify you, and I'll just go to the next person that gets it right. So one answer. When you put your answer, also include your Discord username. So for me, if I were answering, I'd be like Samichpunch. Put your answer first, and then your Discord username. So, and even if not, like we'll work around the Discord username, but we'll make sure we get it to the right person. So, all right, here we go. Walking Dead trivia. So the question is, there is a character in The Walking Dead. He is it's a guy. He is also a character in Fear the Walking Dead, and part of his face is scarred because it was burned with an iron. What is his first name? What is this character's first name? So in The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, there is a character, and part of his face is scarred because it was burned with a clothes iron. What is his name? All right. Come on, guys. Gabriel and Morgan? Negan? It's Dwight. Dwight is the answer. And on my screen, I am seeing the first person that gave that was Ren Pen Acoustics. And I'm just gonna show you guys my screen just so you, right here. So, there's Gabriel Morgan. It was Ren Pen Acoustics here with Dwight. If you answered and it didn't show up, I'm sorry. Like, I just kind of have to go with what shows up on my screen. So Ren Pen Acoustics, drop your Discord username in here real quick for me. I'll jot it down, and then I'll message you in Discord, and we'll get you that sage. Congrats, guys, or congrats, man. And thanks everybody for joining. Sorry it's been a while since we've been on. We're gonna try and start kicking off our, our more panel-like podcast shows. Babypunch and I will try to be on more, and let's we're all gonna make it together. So let's all go have a nice weekend. Go spend time with your loved ones. Take some time away from crypto, and just hope you guys all have a nice weekend. Ren Pen, really, I need your Discord. I don't want to stop the stream yet until I get it. So if you could drop that in the chat. Otherwise, have a nice weekend, everybody. Renpen, yeah, I can't sit here forever. So I will try and find you on Discord too if you don't drop it here in a sec. Wise old man, yeah, we're kind of changing it up a little bit, like because people were dropping their Discord username, but then it was like tagging themselves, and then so it wasn't like showing up in the comments. So trying to be a little more flexible on that, but we're just not allowing like tons of like spammed answers. Okay, I see you message me on Discord. All right, let's all go have a great weekend.